Hey Artemis, it's me.
Ah, good servant. Do you have the Oculus?
No, I don't have that. It doesn't exist.
But what about father? Is he alright?
Your dad's fine, your dad's fine.
Ah, good, good. Now then, is Mulch in position? And same with...
Listen, I'm here because your mum, she really would like to see you and...
Don't you dare talk about that imposter. I know for a fact that my mother is dead, and that thing is but a changeling spy.
Is there anything you want to say that I can take back to
You can
her?
tell that poor excuse of an imposter to tear down that
All right,
seahorse
then.
fart she calls a glamour.
Alright. I'll see you next time when you want to talk about something else.
Goodbye, servant. Oh, and don't forget to bring the four-leaf clover with you next time.
Okay, I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. This movie is bad. Really bad. The Disney Artemis Fowl movie is hands down one of the worst, if not the worst movie of 2020 so far. How bad is it? Well, for one thing, I couldn't bring myself to finish watching it. Not out of boredom, but more out of a lack of interest or investment in any capacity. Which is kind of a new thing for me. Now, for those who don't know, this is an adaptation of the first book in a series called Artemis Fowl. And it follows the titular main character as his father has been kidnapped by an unknown individual who wants something that's tied to fairy lore. So Artemis concocts a scheme that involves kidnapping a fairy so he can try and get the item that the kidnapper wants. And this is already the first problem with this movie because in the lead up to watching it, I kinda had a lot of plot points spoiled. In particular, how they changed aspects of the book. And I never read the book in high school or as a kid, but going off of what I've heard, I can safely say this. They butchered the source material really badly. So if you're a fan of this movie, dude, you are going to be furious while watching it. And in fact, if you're a regular moviegoer, you're going to be furious too for other reasons. For one thing, the scenes in this movie are so compressed and rushed. It's just weird. There's this strange, fast pace of time where things just don't make a whole lot of sense. Like, you'll just be wondering, wait, why is that guy there? We just saw him there. Who's that there? Why is he here? It's stuff like that just has you going, huh? It also doesn't help that the characters are just uninteresting. We learn that they have all these unique quirks and elements, but it's not really shown in any interesting light. Artemis is meant to be this boy genius, but we do see him act smart, but not in a way that's really all that compelling. Really, I couldn't bring myself to care about what happened to him, what happened to his dad, the fairies, or anyone for that matter. So it's kind of hard to get invested in something when you can't even bring yourself to care about the main character. On top of that, the movie also hints at an interesting hidden magical world of not only fairy magic but advanced technology. And for what it's worth, this does actually look really creative and interesting and could have been the movie's biggest strength. Keyword there is could have, because the movie doesn't do anything with it. It just shows us it, but only at a tertiary glance. There's no real world building or going into the nitty-gritty of things. So what could have been the biggest selling point of this movie is just a throwaway, unlike, say, Hogwarts from Harry Potter, or even the not-so-great Percy Jackson movies. But what's that, I hear you ask? This is Disney, this is a family film, so surely there's at least some decent action or some solid humour to go along with everything to make it up, right? No, not really. The action isn't anything special either, and the CGI in this movie is really hit or miss, going from at best alright to cartoonishly fake. And the humour is it's just lame. It's not even funny, it's just painfully lame. And a lot of it seems to just boil down to really awkward and unnecessary puns from what I saw. When it came to another bad Disney movie, A Wrinkle in Time, it was safe to say that everything bad in that movie boiled down to its director, Ava DuVernay. With Artemis Fowl, though, I got no idea where to put the blame, so I'm just going to throw it on Disney completely. It's clear they took something that they either didn't understand or didn't care to understand and tried to turn it into something that's bland, it has a lot of mass appeal, and really they just took what could have been a new Harry Potter and just gave us complete and utter garbage. If you see this movie on DVD or you got Disney Plus yourself, dude, just skip it and save yourself some time and watch something that's actually worth your money, like The Mandalorian.
Hey, alright, thanks for checking out this review, I really do appreciate it, and if you guys really, and I mean really enjoyed it, then feel free to also hit the like and subscribe buttons. Sorry this took so long to get out. Ever since the lockdowns with the virus happened, I've just lost so much of my productivity, as well as all the major releases either getting scaled back or going to VOD. It's just been a complete mess. I don't have any movie reviews planned just yet, but I do have some game reviews planned for the near future, including the likes of the Destroy All Humans remake and the Kingdoms of Amalur remaster. I've got all that and more coming out in the future, so please stick around.